Hi, everyone. So this is going to be our last Zoom meeting because we'll be back on the courts next week with some private lessons anyway. What I want to talk about today is basically how can we improve our serve as far as when we're trying to put it in a certain place. Because if we take a look at what's more important, power or placement, placement is going to be better over power. Um, if we have someone who can return well and we crank the serve and they get a handle on it, we could be the ones in trouble. So if we can place a serve, it's much better because we have them a little more out of position. They're not going to be able to attack off the serve. We're not going to get any surprises from, off the return if we are doing our job with it. So that's what I want to talk about today. How can we improve our placement? So there's a couple of key things we're going to talk about. And this is a little bit about mental preparation. Because a lot of times when we start serving, especially if it's the first game we've served, we feel uptight, or we're a little nervous because we're just starting the match and we want it to be a good start. So we put a little bit of pressure on ourselves and then we wind up getting uptight. We get uptight on the serve, it's usually not a good result. All right. So one, we have to stay relaxed. So breathing is going to be a key. The other thing we can do to get our mind off of the fact we're nervous and it's the beginning of the match, and this should go in our training as well, right? When we're practicing, especially, is that we visualize. What do I mean by that? Visualize. Visualization basically is in my mind's eye. I will see myself hitting this beautiful serve, good motion to a certain spot in the court. Okay. The more I practice that, the better I'm going to get at it. Okay. So a key thing for that is we don't rush. So when we get up to the service line, we don't rush the starting of our serve. It should basically be like when we ride a bike. When we start pedaling, we pedal slow and then it gets faster, right? So it should be that same type of thing. We start slow and then we accelerate. Okay? So that's one thing, visualization. We actually see ourselves serving the ball to where we want to put it. All right. The other thing we want to do is talk a little bit about this, and it's a slow motion. So start it slow so the arms are working, okay? And we're not rushing it so we don't get those crazy tosses that go way too high in the air behind our head. Okay, we want that smooth, so we want to start it slow and then increase in the speed as we go up. So that's another key thing. We start slow with the arms. All right, so that's point 2. The third thing we're going to do is make sure we breathe, because if we're not breathing properly, that tension just keeps building. And, we can be trying to visualize in that, but if we're uptight, it's not going to work well. All right. Think of it like your chain on your bike. If it's not oiled well, what happens? It doesn't move very smoothly, does it? So if we get uptight, that affects our kinetic chain. It's not a smooth motion anymore. We have to stay relaxed. So breathing is going to help us to do that. So as we bring the arms back, we're breathing in as we go up, and then when we go to hit, it's breathe out. Okay, so try and make it a good inhale, same speed as when you're getting set, and then exhale as you're actually going up to the ball to hit it and your follow through. All right, so those are 3 points that we're going to kind of work on our serve this week. Now, how can I prove, okay, so that's what I need to do, but how can I improve on putting it in a certain place on the court? Okay, and what's a good way for me to practice that? So what we're going to look at is I've got just a little drill here. I'm just going to pull this up. Hopefully it's on my sharing. Get this other thing over here. I know what that is. Okay. All right. I'm going to go to my email here. Okay, so let me just screen share this here. Okay, so you'll notice here, okay, this would be a position of serving on the do side. So we have the service box split up into 3. Okay, so it's in thirds on that do service box side. All right, so when we're looking at that, our box 1 would be more or less hitting that serve up the tee, right? Our box 2 right here would be at the body more. And then our box 3 would be an out wide serve. All right. So you'll notice here we talked about the visualization, but we also should have what we call a routine. So when we serve, we actually bounce the ball once or twice, or we just get in our ready position and then go. So we all have a little bit of a different routine. One thing you want to be really conscious about is that you do it the same way every time. So it's not one time 3 bounces, the next time 1 bounce, the next time you don't do any bounces. So you want to have a routine, because this will help you to relax and really get set and into the groove for your serve, right? So that's what that means. And then we talked about the breathing, okay? So these are what you're going to practice. So you practice your routine, you're going to visualize, you're going to start slow with the arms like we talked about, and breathe. So that will be the order that you would do it. So you can actually do this really strictly, like doing 5 serves in a row in box 1, 5 serves in a row in box 2, 5 serves in a row in box 3. Okay, and see how many actually get in those boxes. Or you can do it random, box 1, box 2, box 3. I would suggest when you're first starting this, if you're not used to doing it, to do the 5. So 5 serves to box 1, 5 serves to box 2, 5 serves to box 3. Once your percentages are pretty high on that, you're getting like 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 5 on that, start saying to yourself, okay, this one's going to box 1. All right. So again, you visualize, you do all those things. You're going to visualize first. You're going to do your routine, right? Then you're going to make sure you start slow and do the breathing, okay, and see what happens. So keep that same thing though, the routine with the bouncing, how many bounces you do. You're going to visualize. You're going to start out slow with the breathing, okay? So breathing in as the arms go up. All right, and then you do the same thing from the other side. So if you're doing that, that's much more constructive practice for serving than just going out and trying to, hit the ball as hard as you can. Okay, because you're not going to realize how many times or how inaccurate you are. This is actually a good way for you to see, like, how well can I really control my serve? This is a really good drill. And actually, when you do your testing, like the ITF, to see what number you are, like, internationally, because we have like 4.0, 4.5 here, but it also in Europe is 1 to 10. So, but we do the same testing here. So this is how they test it. So you have to serve into the thirds, and that shows how accurate your serve is, as well as where does it bounce. Like there's usually markers at the back here. So if you get past a certain marker, you get more points, kind of thing, after the bounce. So this is a really good drill to improve your placement for serving. Okay, so I'm gonna stop the sharing there. Okay, so we're gonna try sharing this, see if I can get this to go. Looks like it's got it, okay. So basically, just in case you're wondering, this is on my new, well, I have for a while before, but I've just tried to put it in again, my backyard courts. So you'll notice the targets are set up, okay? You don't have to serve full out on this. Again, you're just working on targeting, right? You pick a spot, slow, make sure you're doing the breathing. Go slow, okay? So pick your, I was doing random targets here, but so you're gonna pick your target, right? Visualize and then go. You see, so I'm not rushing here. I'm taking my time. I visualize, start out slow, and then go. Visualize. Okay. So let's stop that. That's the tip of the week. All right. So I would suggest to work on your placement. Again, we're going to make sure that we have a routine. So you have a service routine. You know, it's for me, I don't bounce the ball. I used to, but now because I'm doing much more coaching, it's usually just get set in my ready position and go. All right. So you need a routine you're going to use every time and keep it the same. Okay. The other thing that you're going to look at is visualize. See in your mind's eye, you serving the ball to a certain area or a certain spot. All right. Then you're going to make sure that you're starting slow. So you notice in the video there, so I'm not rushing. I'm taking my time to get that service motion started, and I'm breathing. Unfortunately, you can't see the breathing in it because my husband was taking it from our bedroom upstairs, so you can't really hear me breathing. All right. So you want to make sure that you're inhaling as you bring that the arms up. All right. When you go to hit the ball, that's when you start your exhale and make a good long exhale. It doesn't have to be rushing, not quick, just really, okay? So breathing in and then breathe out, okay? So breathing is very important. So those are the key things you're gonna do. You're gonna pick your spot. You're gonna do your routine. You're gonna visualize. You make sure you start the arms slow and you're gonna breathe. All right, so like I said, if you're not used to doing this, try and do the 5 and on each box, just set up a marker, okay? Doesn't matter how you do as long as you have it divided into thirds, okay? All right, so that's the tip of the week. Have a great week. I still will be doing the tip of the week, but we just won't be doing the Zoom sessions. All right, so I will see everybody starting next week. Have a great week. Bye.